And in the run up to the millennium, in about 1998, we started thinking about the millennium, and we started meeting alternate, was it monthly we met? Might have been to start with, alternate months anyway, in Abbeycwmhir and Bulkasanai, to try and get the, a parish-wide event going or some plans afoot. But we just thought, well, let's just ask everybody for ideas. So lots of ideas came forward, and a lot of those ideas came to fruition. So we had mugs. Somebody wanted mugs with a picture of something from Abbeycwmhir and something from Bulkasanai on. Somebody suggested a book. Well, that was a long time in the writing, but we've actually got it now. We had a big celebration on New Year's Eve. Everybody was invited, and we had a really good party in the village hall, and the wall hangings. And the wall hangings was my kind of baby. I coordinated that and got as many people involved as wanted to be involved, came up with some kind of plan, and I decided that if we tried to encapsulate 1,000 years of Abbeycwmhir life, because there was plenty that had been going on, with the monks being here in the 1100s. So I devised a plan of let's have 4, the first 500 years, and then 1500 to 1700, focusing on home crafts and things, and then the Victorian period, 1700 to 1900, and then the last 100 years, 1900 to 2000, which was sort of looking at the Forestry Commission and electricity coming to the village and more modern stuff. And there was lots of different things to populate each of those time periods. And then I thought, well, because there's 4, we'll colour code them in seasonally, just to add a little bit more depth and interest. And so I came up with a design of the sort of 5 across the top, which squares, 5 across the bottom, and then 2 long pieces down each side, which we tended to put trees in, because trees are an important part of the valley. And then a smaller piece, which was good for people. So we sort of put people in most of those. And then some little smaller squares, which linked them up, which tended to have herbs or hedgerow plants, something like that. And then the big piece in the middle, which was something that encapsulated the theme of that time frame. So we had the monks in the first one. Oh, you're testing me now. Divanna House in the second one, because that was built in that time period, 1500 to 1700. And then I think we had the church in the Victorian one, and that was very buildings orientated, the Victorian one, because that's when the Phillipses built a lot of the things in the village, the farms, the school, the bridges. We're not quite sure about the Happy Union, but I think that one might have gone in there. Some of the chapels, like Kevenpole Chapel, Baptist Chapel. And then the modern one, which was because, oh yes, the other big thing we did for the millennium was the village green. That was I don't know why I forgot that, because this piece of ground, which was totally overgrown in the centre of the village, we worked with the owner of the land, who used to live in the village but had moved to Crossgates. Worked with him, and he allowed us to develop that ground. We had to buy it, I think, and turn it into a village green. So that is the centerpiece of the final wall hanging. And of course, it's a lovely sort of area to sit and be. And the Forestry Commission donated some tables and chairs and picnic benches, and we planted it and designed it, and we had a working party to, well, clear it to start with, and then sow grass seed and what have you, and the shed, which is a very, very well made shed. We used that for a little bit of storage, but also as Santa's grotto some Christmases. It is a little bit underused now, I would say, but it's a very good building to have there at our disposal. So yeah, we've got those assets, and of course then the pavement was put in. That caused great excitement to actually have pavement, because there was nothing. There was just the road and this big overgrown hedge that went from the square down to the Phillips Hall. So of an evening, if there was something on, it would be no street lights. They came later as well. It would be pitch black to go just that short distance between the village hall. There was no pavement there, and of course, after we did the village green and really tidied that up and fenced it, the council, I don't know how it came about, but the council then put in this pavement. And at the time, Andrew Strong from Broadoak, he used to do a monthly newsletter, which was like a parody. So when the pavement got put in, it was compared to, you could see it from space. It was on, you could compare it to the Great Wall of China kind of thing. It was just this fantastic, the pavement of Abbeycwmhir. So yes, we had a lot of fun in those, in that at that time.